Hello, Scrappy friends! Welcome to Workshop Wednesday. And for those of you on Facebook who normally see this live, today I'm giving you a pre-recorded video because I am out of town visiting my mother in Arizona. And I didn't want to just leave you hanging without staying on top of our Keeping It Simple series this summer. We've been trying to do every 2 weeks. I've been trying really hard to keep to that schedule, so I didn't want to break that. So anyway, let's go ahead and jump into our layout for today. We are working in the Creative Memories 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketchbook. And today we're jumping all the way over to page 59, and it's this sketch right here. And if you have the book, then great, you can follow along. And if you don't and you would like a copy of this sketch and the inspiration, you can hop on over to my blog. I have a blog post that's up with a printable PDF that you can print off and have this, so when you're ready to create it, you'll be all set. So I've really been enjoying doing these little formulas before we jump into my layout, and I hope that this is helping you see why I picked it as a Keeping It Simple, because not all the sketches in here I wouldn't put into a Keeping It Simple category, but there are certain ones that I feel like are a little bit, but I feel like there are some that are a little bit easier to create, and that's why I would put them in this category. So I'm going to show you what I think is the formula of this sketch, because then maybe we can use it over and over for different themes. It starts off with a cardstock base. I'm going to show white for now, and they show white in theirs. And basically what they do is they create a frame style foundation. But this one's a little bit different because there are a couple layers. So we're starting off with a white piece of cardstock, but you really can start off with anything that you want here for your base. And then we're going to bring in a piece of pattern paper. And here what they did was something a little bit different than what we normally do on a frame style foundation. They took a decorative blade and trimmed all the way around. So the back cardstock is the 12-inch piece, and then this is trimmed down to 11.5. And it has the decorative blade on all 4 edges. So that's super cute. I like that a lot. And then they brought in another piece of pattern paper, this time just with a straight edge, and put it right on top of the pattern paper with the decorative edge. And you can see the decorative edge goes all the way around. I would just center it in the center, and this is cut down to 11.25 inch square. So you can see just got a little bit smaller each time. And of course you can gut out this if you wanted to save some paper, and you can also gut out this pattern paper if you wanted to save a chunk for another layout. Then the other thing they did here is they just lined up the photos and a mat card all in a row. So I'm just going to show that with a piece of cardstock. So this is 6.5 inches, and this is the width that they used over here. So you can either put in a strip like this and then mat everything on here, or you can do like they did. They have a 6.5 inch mat card here, then a photo that was double matted here, and then 2 small photos down here. Then they brought in the journaling card over here to the side for embellishing. They're embellishing right up here next to the mat card or another photo. Down here around the journaling box, and then over here with a cute little title. And I'm going to take this idea and then stretch it into a 2-page layout. Let me get my stuff and I'll be right back. So for my layout today, I'm going to use the Life at the Lake collection, and I'm going to document some photos of my daughter jumping off this large rock into some water. So what I decided for my background is I'm going to use this beautiful blue piece of paper. It's actually called Blue Lake, which I thought was very appropriate. But it's very similar to the dark sea green cardstock. It's maybe a shade lighter, but not much. I got this one from a cardstock buffet. I believe it was last year. So that's going to be my 12 by 12 inch base. And then for the first topping page that's going to have the decorative blade, I'm going to bring in white. So I'll have the blue turquoise paper behind, the white on top, and then on top of that, I'm going to bring in this black dotted paper. This is kind of a bold statement to bring in this black print. I've done it before with this collection, and it really comes out nice with all the other elements from this collection. And I think it's going to really help to pop my photos once I get everything done. Okay, so let me get to cutting. So you saw that I used the colonial blade. I thought that's really cute. I haven't used it much since I got it. It's one of the newer blades that we just added. And then we're going to take the black polka dot and center it right in the middle of the white. And there we go. That makes such a beautiful frame style foundation. We could really use this on a lot of different layouts. Let me know in the comments, do you have a layout in mind that you want to use for this? Because I think there's going to be several. So now with our photos, I'm going to repeat what they did. They have a 4x6 right here in the middle, and then they have these two smaller photos, and these are cut down to 3 inches by 3 1/4. And the reason they're 3 1/4 is because this whole thing is going to be 6 1/2 like we talked about earlier. Okay, so we're going to bring all this down, and then up here we're going to bring in a map card. And I liked this one from the collection, and it says we are lake people, and I just love the colors and the whimsical look of those trees. And then it's going to go like this, and then to keep adding to get to that 6 1/2 inch width, I'm going to bring in another mat card, and I'm going to mat this one, and I'm going to take it the edge all the way up to the top. I'm going to bring it over about 1 inch, so I have a little bit exposed here. Then on this photo, I'm going to bring in yet another mat card. This is how I'm going to pop in some colors on us too. So I could start bringing in some different colors, and it'll go there. And then these two will come right down here underneath this picture and mat card, and then you'll see it runs right to the bottom of the layout. So I'm going to go ahead and get this adhered down, and then I think I'm going to start the second page, and then we'll come back and we will get it embellished as well. Okay, so hold on. So everything is adhered down, and I went ahead and made another frame style foundation over here with the colonial blade going all the way around, and I'm going to bring in some more papers. And I have some scraps of the black with the white polka dots. I'm going to create a band so I can represent the band we have here. So I'm not sure if I'm going to go to the tippy top or bring it in. Probably the tip top and kind of play with the size here. I think once I overlap these and get them adhered down, you won't even see that seam that it's 2 pieces, but I didn't have another full sheet of this left. Then my idea is I still want to bring in some more colors to this layout, so I thought I had this piece of wood grain, which just happens to be 6 1/2 inches wide. So I thought I would bring this in, and I will shorten it down so it falls within the black band. So let's scoot out our polka dot paper a little bit to go about like that. So I'll trim this down ever so slightly and have it right there in the center. Yeah, so far I'm liking that. I only have 2 more photos to bring in, and it's more action shots of my daughter jumping off the rock. It's gonna go like that. So I'm keeping it very, very simple. I'm just having these 2 rows of photos. So I have a lot of room on this layout to do some big embellishing, and even to bring in some more mat cards. So the first thing I want to do over here on the left hand page is bring in this mat card from the collection. It has those nice little cattails on it, and I think I'm going to tuck it under and kind of tilt it, and maybe even bring it up. Since I have so much room, I don't want to fill every inch of my page, but I do want to utilize this nice tall mat card. So I could use this for journaling, but I think on today's layout, I'm going to use it just more of an embellishment cluster base and then build up some embellishments right here. So on this side, I will bring in a journaling card, and I'm going to just bring in this blue one from the collection as well. And so I'm going to kind of tuck that under, kind of like we did over here. But I feel like I still want to bring something else in to kind of help both of these pop. So on this side, I think I'm going to bring in this piece of scrap I have in the collection, a little piece of wood grain, and I'm going to come through and just mat all the way around this one over here, and then do the same thing with this one. I have another mat card. Actually, on this one, I'm kind of liking it to just kind of go like that to kind of tilt the whole thing. I think I'm going to leave this extra space up here and kind of use this as an embellishment cluster base as well. I can bring in some embellishments here, but this way, again, it's bringing more elements into my page and kind of going up this big open space I have over here. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this trimmed down, and I'll get these adhered down, and I'll be right back. So I got everything down, and I kind of went up a little bit on these two areas. I even went off the edge here, which for me is not a big deal. I'm just going to come back in and trim that down before I put it into the album. So I like that. But when I was done, I feel like I needed some brown over here. So I had some scrap of the wood grain that I used to back this mat, and I made a little banner, and I thought, you know what, I think I might put this banner over here. Not sure which way I'm going to go with it yet, but I think I have this open area right here that I could embellish, so I thought, let me try it out there and see how I like it. So I'm going to leave it there and start embellishing and see if we can add something to that little banner area. Well, let's start over here on the left-hand side. I have some things from the sticker sheet and from the embellishments that go with this collection. And I loved this little embellishment with the rowboat. Has nothing to do with the photos, but I thought it just kind of gives that lake watery kind of feel. So I want to put it over here, and I'm thinking about right down here to kind of, it has some cattails coming out, but now it'll have like more layers coming out. So just kind of overlapping the embellishment cluster base and my photo like that, kind of give it that feel that they're all interconnected somehow. Then I also like this one with this bird. I think that's called a crane. I'm not sure, but again, it has those cattails, and I thought it would be super cute to bring it in over here. I have so much room, but I'm feeling like I want it to come off of the card a little bit. Again, just so those cattails look like they are just keep going and going. And just to go with that theme, I want to bring in yet another one. So I really am playing up the greenery and the cattails on this part of the cluster. Now over here, I liked this embellishment from the collection as well. It says Escape to Nature, and it has the same style trees that we had over here, and the colors are absolutely perfect. So I thought that would be really nice to put right over here, kind of at the top of our journaling box as it transitions into that green space. And I'm happy I left that extra little green there because I think that looks fabulous. From the sticker sheet, and I've already taken these off and put some powder on the back so I can move them around. It has these pine needles that are almost a turquoise look to them, and I thought that's kind of cute. So I kind of wanted to still continue upward with our embellishment area and bring that into our white space here, and then maybe bring in another one on top. There it goes. So it'll look like this. They'll just keep going up. And there were a couple word phrases on the sticker sheet that I liked as well. This one said wild child. I love that, and I feel like I have room right up here, and I'll kind of hang it off the picture but not quite off the block right there. So I have some room up there in the photo, so I'll adhere it right there to the photo. I think that's really cute. This one was perfect. Go jump in the lake. And if you remember on our original layout, they had a little title spot right here, and I thought, well, that's perfect. I have some room on that photo to put that sticker. And then one more sticker that I loved from the sticker sheet, it said, "Love you to the lake and back." And I thought that would look really cute right over here, diagonally across that card. Okay, so, and then for down here, I'm going to bring in my sticker sheets and see what I have. This one's mostly titles. I like the trees. Yeah, I like the trees a lot. Let me go ahead and just rest that right there for a moment. That's cute. And then for some finishing touches around my layout, there are some great yellow splashes. There's some like asterisks, and then there's little stars. And I think for right here, I like this one right here and this one right here. And just kind of stagger them like that. That's cute. And I want to do a couple over here, I think. Let's see. Same thing. I'll get a medium-sized one and a small one. And then just kind of put them up here. We have this one. And we have one over here. They're the same size, but that's okay. And then I thought we can just kind of put them up in our white space right there. And I think that's all I'm going to do. I love it. It came out really nice. I have a lot going on in this photo, but this is for my daughter's own album, so I think she's going to love it. That's what I have for Workshop Wednesday today. I appreciate you guys watching this video, and if you would please leave me a comment or a thumbs up, I really would appreciate it. It always helps my algorithm, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, and I always appreciate when you do that. So thank you for joining me, and I'll be back in a couple of weeks with another Workshop Wednesday, keeping it simple. And then from that point on, we'll probably be moving into some more regular Workshop Wednesdays like we have in the past. So until then, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.